Hi everybody, welcome back. I have a video for you today after many months, quite possibly years. Just a quick and easy card I made using products from Create a Smile Stamps, Lawn Fawn, Craft and Desert Divas, a whole slew of companies. This fancy scallop frame was cut from Strathmore mixed media paper. I kind of like that for my watercoloring because of the color, and it's easy for me to get. So as you can see, I whipped out my binder of stencils, and I got the Slopes and Hills stencil from My Favorite Things, and I'm going to obviously be making a little bit of an ocean scene. So I sped things up quite a bit, and this I'm using Mermaid Lagoon first, and then I transitioned to peacock feathers. And then, of course, I needed a cloudy background, so I got the cloud stencil also from My Favorite Things and used broken china for that. I did take a mister bottle and gave that a few spritz of water, and I also flicked some into my hand for some finer droplets, and then just took a paper towel, dabbed up the excess, and are left with nice little splatter marks. For my images, I had 2 stamp sets, and I'm actually only using one of them. I'm not sure why I showed you the greeting stamp set, but that Decorated Wishes is an amazing set, but I just chose to use the Underwater Love and in particular, the sailboat image, which I'm obsessed with sailboats for whatever reason. I did stamp in VersaFine Black Onyx ink onto the same paper, because of course everything has to match, and chose a variety of distress inks to color those images in. I used Vintage Photo for the boat part, Blueprint Sketch for the sail, and Fired Brick for the little red accents, the flag and the trim and stuff. I really didn't. Blueprint Sketch is a beautiful color, but it was more on the purple side versus the navy blue side, in which is what I wanted. Now, normally when I'm coloring with distress inks, I will add a little bit of water, or just any watercolor actually. But I am using a very inexpensive brush. And honestly, my results weren't great. I fussed around with shading and stuff, and then actually I think I overworked it. And you will see that later, because I bring in Chip Sapphire for the sail to see if I could get it a bit more on the blue shade. So things kind of looked a little bit muddy and mottled in a few areas, but you'll see that later. So just carrying on, really super simple watercoloring, and but such a cute image. Like I said, I'm obsessed with sailboats, and I don't know why, because I've never even been on one, but these illustrations are just too cute. So this is where I brought in the Chip Sapphire to help me. And you can see up in that top corner where I am right now how the color just wasn't moving. I'm not sure if I wasn't using enough water. But like I said, the quality of this brush is terrible, and I think that had something to do with it. I lifted the paper up because I didn't want to get my head in there, and I'm pretty new at these videos. Oh yeah, I dropped the paintbrush. And I just didn't want my head to get in there, so hopefully I will get better. But I heat set that quickly again, and then had to play around, and I'm not sure why, because I think at this point it was done. A little bit of tumbled glass for the portholes or the windows of the little boat. I fussy cut this out. I cut most of this footage because I wasn't even on screen. I did show you this little part here though. I separated the sail and it's a very tiny area, and I wouldn't have done that again because as time went on, that little tiny piece holding it together just got flimsier and flimsier. So now it's just a matter of getting my scene together. These little dies are from the Crafton Desert Divas Beach Scene dies that actually were just released, and it's a fantastic set. So again, a little bit of watercoloring, pumice stone for the cloud, fossilized amber for the sun, and that's just super quick. Slap some color down, good to go. After heat setting those, what amazed me is as I'm watching myself create a card, which is very strange, but I noticed that I do a whole lot of fumbling and fussing around like that. Just do it already. So anyway, I decided I wanted my sailboat to sit behind a wave. So I got a craft knife and just, cut a slit. In the end, I wasn't happy with this at all. It was jagged, it was rough, the cardstock was frayed and stuff. So lo and behold, of course, in my stash, I have the Ocean Wave Accents dies from Lawn Fawn. And so I simply just attached one almost right across that line I had already cut, and it created a little lovely wave there. It's ugly in the back from where I did cut, but the sailboat will hide that very nicely. Awesome. I knew I bought those dies for a reason. So I brought my Big Mama scoring board out and scored a top fold card base, 8.5 by 11, scored at 5.5, and decided to obviously use a whole schwack of foam tape on the back. And again, here, look at just farting around, getting things placed. I mean, I cut out a lot of video. So I'd cross an ocean for you. And I'm also going to use that tiny little heart and put that on the sail of the boat. I just thought it would add a little interest. And I'm using silver embossing powder for that from Simon Says Stamp. And I actually heat embossed that little heart twice just to get a nice, puffy, smooth, shiny look. And it turned out cute. There's my... I didn't even comb my hair, I don't think, but that's okay. So after heat setting that, I did do the same for the sentiment with the same embossing powder. Melted that up, nice, shiny, cute sentiment. There you go. So here we go. We have, I'm just adhering everything. I did put some foam adhesive on the back of the sail and used the Tonic Nouveau glue on the boat part. Snuck that in behind the die cut wave in the card, and did the same thing with the sun and the cloud. Foam mounted the cloud and just glued the sun directly behind that. And you'll see here again, after everything was glued down, no, I don't like the way that cloud is sitting, so it's got to be straight. So carefully just peeled that up, no harm, no foul, placed it back down. And now comes out my roll of foam tape, put a few strips on the back, and attached that to the front of the card base. And yes, get it centered. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I didn't think I was so picky until watching the playback of this. And I did end up adding a few sequins from Studio Katya, some sparkle pen here, Spectrum Noir Clear Overlay pen, to the cloud, the sail, the windows, glossy accents to the little flag and the windows as well. And cut out about probably 15 minutes of me moving sequins around from here to there and back again and fighting with my pickup tool. But I do want to mention that this tiny little triangle tray is from Studio Katja as well, and I love it. I thought, what do I need this little thing for? But it seriously makes you just dump your sequins back in the little bag. It's awesome. And there I'm, fighting with that pickup stick. But in the end, I really like the way the card turned out. It is very simple. You wouldn't, I wouldn't think it was simple by watching the full video, but there you have it. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope to be bringing you many, many more videos to come. Bye.